Alright guys, this is Chakits with Simply Vegas. If this is your first time tuning in, I just want to say welcome to the channel. Now, I just want to give you guys a quick update of the Las Vegas housing market and what's going on because the market is so chaos right now. You have some buyers, some sellers are having a hard time, so we're going to break it all down, the stats. Now, the stats are going to include the city of Las Vegas, city of North Las Vegas, Henderson, and also Boulder City. Now, the data that I have pulled today is based upon the last 7 days. The reason why I do the last 7 days is so that way I can get more of an accurate information to you guys. Now, we're going to start off with single-family residents. Currently active today, 6,888 homes. Sold in the last 7 days, 390 units. The median list price for a single-family residence, $518,000. The median sold price, $509,000. Now I remember when the median price point was at $485,000, and this was an all-time high. I cannot believe today home pricing is at $509,000. Now what are you paying based upon price per square foot? $267,000 per square foot. Now, the days on the market right now, 24 days, if priced correctly. Now remember that, if priced correctly. Supply chain. Now what is the supply chain? Is how many homes we have on the market and how many buyers that is absorbing the supply chain. We are now at 4.5 months. Now I remember less than a year ago, it was only 2 months. Now for single family residents, right now accounts for 73% of all the units on the market for sale. All right, now let's move along to townhomes. Currently active today for sale, we have a total of 1,099 units. Sold in the last 7 days, 56 units. The median list price, $372,495. The median sold price, $367,500. The price per square foot, $253. Now the days on the market, 20 days, if priced correctly. Again, if priced correctly. The supply chain has gone up. We are now at 5 months. What this means to you is if you have a townhome for sale and it's not priced correctly, it could take you up to 5 months to sell this thing. There's not that many buyers out there. Townhome accounts for 12% of the market right now. All right, so let's move along to condos. Currently active right now, we have 1,466 units available for sale. Last 7 days, we only sold 40 units. The median list price, $247,500. The median sold price, $238,750. The price per square foot right now, you will be paying $229 a square foot. The average days on the market, 30 days. If priced correctly. Remember that, if priced correctly. Now this is where it starts to get a little bit hairy. If you got a condo for sale, it is no longer priced correctly. Especially if you want to sell it within the next 30, 60 days, you must now price it aggressively. 9 months of supply. There are so many units that are competing against each other, and what you're seeing is price reduction, price reduction, price reduction. It's crazy. Condo counts for 15% of market share right now. Now here's what I'm seeing in the marketplace. It is no longer a seller's market. It is now a buyer's market. Buyers are being way too picky and shopping across the valley, and they should be. So what's happening now is this. Based upon what the buyers are approved for, what they're doing is not only looking at the location and just that neighborhood, they look at the price point of what they can be approved for. Now they're comparing that home to other homes across the valley. So what this means to you is if you are a seller and you are marketing your property and you're pulling the comps around that neighborhood, you probably need to expand that search even further. So make sure to have your agent do the whole Las Vegas Valley, because you may have a home that's located out northwest. You're getting more bang for your buck and it's newer. They're probably going to end up buying that home instead. So be prepared. Now, when it comes to resale homes, buyers are getting closing costs paid in full. So if you are a seller, be prepared. Buyers are going to ask you to pay for the full amount of the closing costs. Now, how much is the closing costs? Typically, the closing cost is going to be about 3% of the price of the home. So let's just say you're approved for $500,000. You go out and you shop for a home. Your closing cost fees are going to be about 15 grand. You as a buyer now can ask for that seller to pay for it. And chances of you getting that is very high, because sellers are now competing against each other. New home builders are now offering full amount of the closing costs and the buy down interest rate. So if you're buying a $500,000 home, you're getting $15,000 for your closing costs, but you're approved with a different lender other than the builder, you may not get approved based upon your DTI, which is your debt to income ratio. However, if the builders give you $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 to buy down that interest rate from 6.5% down to 4.5%, and I've seen all the way down to 3.95%, now you are approved for that home. And what's happening now is buyers are leaning towards new homes. So if you are a owner of a property and you're selling your home, number one, you better make sure it's in good condition. Also, be prepared to pay for closing costs and some sort of incentives that you need to get the buyer to move that home. In addition to that, you need to price it correctly. And on top of that, you need to have an agent that can market your property, not just on the MLS. I see a lot of these properties online with these photos and they look like trash. It looks like an agent took a picture of the house with an iPhone. Look, you need to interview multiple agents and you got to see what their marketing strategies are. Now, for all the buyers out there, this is also what I'm seeing. Sellers are now paying for the CIC transfer fees and the capital contribution fees. These fees can lead all the way up to $2,000. Now, before, in the past, I'm going to say 6 months ago, it was customary practices on the contract that the buyers would pay for this fee. But that had shifted. So think about this. If you're getting $15,000 to be paid towards your closing costs and you're getting an additional $2,000 for the capital contributions, that's $17,000. Now, if you're a buyer, here's a quick tip. Make sure on your contract that you negotiate any remaining balance of the closing costs to be applied to your reoccurring and non-recurring closing costs. Reason why this is important is because if your total closing cost is only like $12,000 and you had another $5,000, right? You want to take that money and use that towards your buy down. So that way you can get a lower monthly payment. Now, this is what I'm seeing with the sellers. Sellers are not getting too many showings on their property. Why? Could probably be the price. Now, even though that you priced your home correctly, what is the condition of your home? Also, you have to take a look at the surrounding neighborhoods, because you could be pricing it correctly, but if you have a new home sales tract that's comparable to your home, but they're offering crazy incentives, they're probably going to end up buying that new home instead. So now I tell all my sellers that we have to price our home aggressively to beat out the competitors, to get the people to the door. Sellers are really now competing against new home sales and also resale homes. Now, a lot of these homes that are hitting the market, it is starting to become a panic sale. And what I mean by that is based upon what's going on economically, including myself, a lot of sellers are now taking their investment properties, putting it on the market, and what's happening is one seller is competing against another seller because they can't sell their home. They do a price reduction, the other guy does a price reduction, then they do another price reduction. It just keeps going down. So these are things that you need to be aware of. Now, if you're a buyer, that's a better position for you because now you can kind of sit and wait. So let me give you a prime example. I had a client that was approved for about $3 million, and we watched this home, did a price reduction from 3.3 down to 3.1. We sat and wait, but we didn't want to pay 3.1. However, we wrote an offer for 2.75, got countered back at 2.85, and I think the home appraised for like $1,350,000. Now I do have a video of that, so check out that video. I explain it all in detail. Now my clients actually walked in with an equity position. Now there's deals that are out there. All you have to do as a buyer, make sure to work with your agent, and if you can't qualify for the home that you're looking for because it's $20,000 more, still set up your home search for $20,000 more because you may negotiate that price. Because if that home is not moving, you check on the days on the market, you'll probably end up getting your offer accepted. So don't be afraid to ask your agent to write up multiple offers. Now I'm starting to see this a lot. Buyers end up getting approved for a home, but they realize, you know what, I probably don't want to buy a home right now because of what's going on with the economy. And this is what I call economic uncertainty. Especially what's going on with the new administration, with the Middle East. They're also looking at the Feds, which they didn't drop rates last week, and I don't think they can drop rates because they have to keep rates high to tame inflation. And guys, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't think rates are gonna go down anytime this year. So it is what it is. But again, I could be wrong. Another thing that I start to see is that when buyers are shopping for a home and they decide that they want to get approved based upon the home that they like, they come to find out what that monthly payment's going to be, and they realize that they're not willing to make that monthly payment because of the cost of living. All right, guys, that's all I have for today. Now, if you guys haven't had a chance to subscribe to the channel, go ahead and click that subscribe button. Also, if you are planning to move to Las Vegas, I want to offer you a free relocation guide, okay? Now, at this point, if you are considering actually buying a home because you realize Vegas is the place to be and this is where you want to move, and you are a first-time home buyer, or if you bought a home before, but you are not aware of the customary practices here in Las Vegas, I've created a buyer's guide. Now at this point, once you're ready to go and you're ready to pull the trigger and you decide that you want to get finance, we've also created the mortgage hacks. This gives you the inside secrets to save thousands of dollars on your loan, okay? We break it all down. This book right here, lenders do not want you to have this. All right, guys, so all these products here are for free, and I want to give it to you. And if you want it, all you have to do is click in the link of the description of this video, and we'll go ahead and send this on over to you. All right, until next time, I'm Chakits with Simply Vegas, and be blessed, folks. All right, what's up, everybody? Mark your calendars because on June 28th at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, we are hosting a free live webinar you don't want to miss. If you're thinking about buying a resale home, understanding the timelines of a real estate transaction is critical. Why? Because missing the wrong deadline can cost you thousands of dollars of your earnest money deposit. So in this session, you're going to learn every major deadline in a typical real estate deal, when and how you can legally back out of the deal, how to protect your deposit and avoid the costly mistakes. Whether you're a first-time home buyer or just need a refresher, this will give you confidence to move forward in the right direction. Register now, lock in your spot, and I'll see you guys there.